drop it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, actually, one thing. So first, this is not a bird talking. This is me. You're just looking at a picture of my adorable bird. I don't have my camera on. Anyways, so, I want to introduce my friend.
I am her friend, and I will be showing you tips on how to take care of spiders.
And I will be showing you tips on how to take care of birds. So, let's get started. Alright, so first, you're going to ask me some questions about birds and I'm going to answer them. Ready?
Yeah, how do you tell the gender of a bird?
So, we're looking at a picture of my bird here, and she has this little thing on top of her beak that my mouse is scrolling over it, and it's sort of like her little nose. It's where she breathes, and it's called a cere. C-E-R-E.
Okay.
So, then, that is basically how you tell if it's boy or girl. So, it's different colors, and this picture is not very good taken, so you can't really see the color except. So, tell if it's a boy or a girl, then you will look at that, and if it's dark blue, then it's a boy. But if it's like brownish or pinkish brown, then it's a girl.
It's a girl?
And
Okay.
you can't see the picture, but she's a girl.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense now. Let me give you a tip on spiders now.
Hold on.
Okay,
So now, we're looking at a picture of one of my friend's spiders. So, I will ask questions about spiders.
and I will answer.
So, how about, how do you tell, is it possible to be able to tell how old the spider is?
Well, I don't really think that's possible. I'm sure there are ways, but not that any I know of.
Okay, well then
It kind
that's,
of depends had the spider and how long the pet stores have had the spider, or how long the person that had the spider before you had the spider.
okay, that's pretty good information. Alright, now, if, so, how would you tell what type of a spider it is? Because, like, I can tell that this spider is a tarantula, except how would you tell what type of tarantula?
Well, it kind of depends on the colors and the size. Like, for example, that's a pink-toed tarantula. You could tell by the pink toes. That's why they're called pink-toed tarantulas. And whenever you see pink toes, for example, on tarantulas, that means they're a pink toe. And also, another example, a Mexican red-knee tarantula. They have red, like orange, but red knees. They're like a bright red. And that's why they're called Mexican red knees, because they have red knees.
Interesting. Alright, now, back to the bird. Alright, now we're back to the birds.
Okay, can you tell the type of a bird by the colors of its feathers?
Yep. So, for example, this is a little Budgie, my little hollow. She's adorable. Alright, so, it depends on the level of cuteness. Now, it really doesn't, but I just think that she's adorable. Anyways, but, so, her body is blue. Like a nice light blue color, like sky blue. And then her head is white. And you can't really see, because, like I said, bad picture. But the top of her head actually has a bunch of different stripes on it. And
does that tell the type?
it doesn't tell the type, but it does tell how old it is. The more stripes it has, the older it is. I mean, the less stripes it has, the older it is. So I got confused. Anyways, so the more stripes it has, the younger it is.
Okay. And does that mean the less stripes they have, the older they are?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can't tell in this picture because actually I'm holding her with my hand and squishing her wings, but her wings actually sort of look like checkerboards.
Interesting.
There's weird looking checkerboards. Alright, so any other questions about birds, or should we work on spiders?
Let's work on spiders for now.
Alright, so I do have some more questions about spiders. Is there a way to tell the type of spider by its web?
Actually, yes. For example, a hobo spider, they are actually very venomous, make a tunnel web. But there's another spider that makes a tunnel web. They're called a grass spider. They look very, very similar to a hobo spider, and their webs look the exact same as a hobo spider. You could get confused with those two because they look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not very sure if you could tell the difference from those, but you can basically tell web by the spider. Like, you can tell if the web is like a tunnel web, then it's by a hobo spider or a grass spider.
Like sometimes I see little holes in the ground with a bunch of web over them, and sometimes I see just a bunch of random webs that like are really thin.
Yes, well, I know that black widows do have a very thin web. Their webs aren't like pretty, like the way that they make them look in cartoons. They aren't like that. They're more messy. And some spiders make their burrows underground, like tarantulas. Some tarantulas do that. For example, my other tarantula, my curly hair tarantula, does that. He has a burrow and he webbed it all around. So it might be a tarantula, or it could also be a wolf spider.
Ooh, wolf spiders. Those are scary, even though I really like wolves.
Yeah, they're just looking for love and attention, I guess. Not really, but that's what I say.
Alright, so if I were to want to get a spider, then how would I tell what type of spider? Well, not what type, but like, how would I tell what spider would be good for me to get? Like, if I wanted a curly hair tarantula, then how would I tell which one is good? Because if there was a bunch of them.
Well, if you're talking about age and what spider would be good for you so it doesn't die right away, personally, I would buy the younger ones because the younger ones will actually stay with you longer. The males live up to about 10 years. The females live up to 30 years.
Wow.
I might be wrong. It's about 30 years.
Then I'm definitely gonna get a girl. If I were to get a spider.
And that brings on to our next topic. So, if you want a girl and you're not very sure how to tell, oh, and this is also a downside to buying a tarantula. Well, a young tarantula, anyways, because you could tell if it's a boy or a girl, but it's easier when they're adults. You could tell by the shape of their abdomen. Like, girls have more rounder, and boys have more of an oval.
You actually know a lot about spiders.
What?
You actually know quite a lot about spiders.
Yeah, that's pretty simple too. really hard.
Alright, so now let's get back to our bird.
I want to start.
Okay, so now on the bird to tell what type, well, so to tell which one would be best. So a one they want which they would be longer, then you probably choose the one with the most stripes on say. Like for example, if there's one with like 24 stripes, and if there's one with like 50 stripes, you would probably want to choose the 50 stripes.
Okay.
So then, and also I'm only saying information about budgies because that's the type of bird I have. Anyways, so if you ever need like help on good food brands and stuff for them, then I know good brands. So from Petco, there is a good brand called Sunburst. My bird really likes this type of food called Sunburst. And for treats, Millet Snips. Millet Snips are the best. And a good brand of Millet Snips is called Healthy Select.
Okay, well, why do birds like the brand of food that you buy them?
Probably because it's a good made brand. Probably good ingredients and probably tastes good. I mean,
Very
to me it would
nice.
probably, yeah. To me it would probably taste horrible, but to her, I think she likes it.
Okay, well, what does it have like seeds or does it have like dried up fruit? Like, what's in it?
Mainly, well, the type is seeds. It's food and treat in one. And so, Healthy Select is just Millet Snips. It's just Healthy Select Millet Snips.
Okay.
Oh, and also, some tips if you ever want to train your bird. So,
You could train birds.
yeah, you can train birds. So, depends on what you want to train them. Training them step up is probably the easiest thing, and probably the best if you're just starting. So, all you'll need to do is you'll need to get your bird, and I recommend clipping their wings, which is really easy. All you need is a pair of scissors, and we'll teach you how to do that in a little while. Anyways, all you need to do is get your bird, and then put your finger next to them and like touch your finger to their chest and say, step up. If they don't get it right away, then put your finger under their legs and then they'll like automatically jump onto your finger. And then just keep doing that until they learn. So,
Does your bird how to do this trick?
yep. Okay, so now wing clipping is very easy. You just need, so on a bird, on Budgie's wing, there'll probably be like 6 feathers at the start. So there's a bunch of different feathers, but you need a pair of scissors and then you'll just clip the first feathers at the start like halfway. Like the first 6 feathers. Now, onto the spiders. Alright, so what things do you need for a spider?
Well, you will need some substance to put on the ground, like soil. Personally, I wouldn't use soil because it could grow mold easily. I use cocoa husk, and that helps prevent mold. And also, you would also need like plants.
Yeah.
Plants still, normal plants plants could grow mold on them, and that's not healthy for the spider. You'll also need some climbing things, such as plants or twigs. I wouldn't prefer real twigs because those also can grow mold. You also need to have humidity, so it's not very good to have real twigs. But plastic twigs are just fine.
Okay, that's actually pretty good advice. Okay, so now, if you ever have any, so let's say, like, okay, so what do you need to feed the spider? Oh, now, here's my question. What kind of things does spider eat?
Well, spiders eat crickets, roaches, mealworms, and lots of things. They could eat fruit flies. They could eat real flies. They could eat wasps. They could eat bees. They could eat anything. Well, not anything, but
Yeah, like they probably can't eat like I doubt they could eat
birds or
a,
something.
yeah, they can't eat like a polar bear or anything.
Yeah, but small bugs. I feed my spiders crickets, and I give Milo, my curly-haired tarantula, worms as treats. Sougie, she doesn't really like the worms, so she doesn't get the worms as treats.
Oh, and also this is Southie. Alright, so, I think that might be all. And I think it might also be all on the birds. So, I think we might be done. Bye, everyone.